Hi, this is Molly again. Today we're going to talk about timeouts, which can be controversial. Um, I actually like timeouts, but you have to use them correctly. I started using timeouts in a slightly different way when the kids were around 1.5. Of course, when they're in that age, you're not having them sit for very long, and it has to be immediate. All timeouts should be immediately after the behavior. But let's change gears just slightly and talk about why timeouts can work. Um, there is a term, it's called logical consequences. So the best example that I can think of that I've seen 100 times is the parent that they see their kid walking towards the swing, and of course you're thinking they're going to get smacked by the swing. So you run over there, no, move away, you're going to get hit by the swing. And half the time your kid doesn't listen. So they get smacked by the swing, they go flying through the air, and get hurt. Well, that's the logical consequence. If you walk in the back of the swing, you're going to get smacked by the swing and get hurt. I'm not saying you shouldn't stop your child from doing it, but maybe you should let them do it every once in a while, not probably just once, so they know why they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying you should hurt your child, I'm just saying they should know why they are not doing it. So even if you swing and there's no one on it, and you swing the swing and see the swing hurts, then if it hits you, and think if there's a person on it, and that sort of thing. So that is, timeouts should be in that sort of category. It should not be because you don't like what they're talking about. It should be because of something that's predictable. The best example of this is if you have firm rules, which I do, in your house. For example, you can't throw balls inside. Well, if they throw a ball inside, what I do is I give them a warning. I say, I've told you before, and you know that we do not throw balls inside. Now, if you do it again, then you may get a timeout. So let's just not throw the balls inside, and that way no one will get upset. Now, if they do it again, this is up to you, depending on how strict you are. You can do the second reminder, which is a little harsher, and when you can also take away the object from them. Say, I told you there's no balls inside, now the ball's mine. Or, if you want to go a little harsher, you can put them in timeout. I am a 2 reminder maximum because I am strict. And if you don't remember it by the second time, then that's it. You get a consequence. So immediately after I say that you cannot do that, I take the ball away. I have them sit in a chair, and you may want to do a timeout chair or a timeout spot. I don't have a chair. I have a couple of spots that they go to when they know that they're sad. So, and during that time, it is okay for them to cry, to have a fit, to scream, but they may not get up from that spot until they are done doing those things. You do it by age. So I don't suggest putting a child under the age of 1 in timeout. I used to have them go sit and take a breather. And they need to sit in that spot and read a book or just relax because they need to learn how to calm themselves down. You do not need to jump in every 5 seconds and calm them down. They need to learn that. Because if they don't learn how to calm themselves down and you're not there, they're going to have a major meltdown and you're going to have to come in. And that's really embarrassing in the middle of 3rd grade. So it's better if you work with them the younger they are and just to teach them that they need to do whatever it is to calm themselves down, and when they get themselves back together, meaning no screaming, no kicking, no yelling, they can get up and participate again. But they need to know that screaming and yelling is not acceptable, and it isn't. It should not be acceptable. Not in public, not at home, nowhere. The only reason you should be crying and screaming and yelling is if you are very hurt. You can be upset, but you shouldn't be hysterically crying for 5 minutes. That's just not cool. And if they were an adult and they started screaming and crying and having a fit like that, you would look at them like, what is your problem? So you need to teach them that early on. So after they are in the timeout, immediately after they're done, so it's minutes per age. So if they're 2, they get 2 minutes. If they're 3, they get 3 minutes. If they're 5, they get 5 minutes. Now, obviously, I do not go up over 5 minutes unless you feel that there's a reason for it. I have taken the kids out of the situation if they are having a full-fledged screaming, kicking on the floor, they need to be out of the room sort of situation. And in that case, it's kind of when they calm down. Sometimes that takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a minute or 2. So that's a different situation. But as soon as they're done, you sit down with them. You have to be eye level, because if you see, this is what I look like if I was a kid and I was telling you, no, 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 no. Who wants to talk to that person? Not me. Because you're looking up and you're feeling intimidated and you're feeling bad. So you need to get down at their level, eye level, and speak to them about their behavior. Now, it shouldn't be like 20 minutes of what you did wrong. It should be simple and very simple language. You don't throw balls inside. That's a sad choice. No more balls for you. Make happy choices. Just kind of very simple. Now, if there's something more complicated, like they tried hurting someone, then you can get a little more into it. Like, we don't hurt our friends, you don't like when people hurt you, that sort of thing. Then after you're done, you need to get over it too. You need to just say, all right, go play, have fun, make some good choices, make sure you don't land in timeout again, because that'll make us both cranky. Now, then when they're over it, you need to be over it and move on. Of course, if they're being really crabby or have an attitude all day, you're going to be a little crabby about it. But hopefully that's the end of it. That is the correct way to use timeout. The incorrect way to use timeout is for things that they can't control. They have a stuffy nose, they're talking about, Nightmare Before Christmas. It's something you don't like, that it's not really a timeout situation. They're making a really loud beeping noises for 20 minutes, but if you haven't told them to stop it, there's no reason for you to be like, oh, you're in timeout because you don't listen. My biggest timeout that I usually do is for not following directions. Just because, in any school situation or work situation later in life, they are expected to follow the rules, and if they don't follow the rules, there's consequences. So you need to instill that in them early on. And, after a while, they don't have a fit every time they go in timeout. They sit and they think about it, and then they get up, and hopefully they learn from the experience and move on. Sometimes it's just a bad day. So that is the correct way to do a timeout. Hopefully that's helpful. If you need any more details, just let me know. Have a good day. All right.